So, coming to the Indian market, 4 years ago, I remember seeing a video from Boson which showed how the Boson electric converted ACE was accelerating on a incline against petrol ACE and leaving it far behind. And it's only now, 4 years later, that Tata has finally announced and launched the ACE as an electric platform themselves. Where do you see the Indian market failing to capitalize on the entire electrification journey? I'm sure you have been contacted by a lot of companies who may have been interested in the solutions and offering that you were able to demonstrate.
The India needs to come out of the finance mindset. It might be blunt, but honest truth is you do not calculate your net profitability and all your cash flow projections on day one. Day one, you take a faith based engineering intuition and develop a product and then make sure the product works and then the profits should follow. However, the Indian mindset, or especially the large companies, tend to cater to a market segment that is so big and it wants to cater to basically everybody. Some people have the money, some are barely able to make it the next EMI. And when you try to cater to everybody in the first attempt and mass produce a completely different product, well, it's not easy. It'll take time. I think that is what is happening in India. And I believe India could have been more aggressive in investing in the EV infrastructure. I have to say, I'm giving out some negative opinion in the hope that somebody will listen to this and make a corrective action, because I believe India has not been aggressive enough. They were too conservative in making investments in either battery production or engineering the fundamental components, or the whole R&D aspect of things are really behind a lot of Western countries and China. I mean, I'm not saying that we don't have the talent. We absolutely have the talent. I mean, a lot of engineers in Tesla I know are Indians. It's just the corporates or the people who have the cash did not prioritize R&D investments in India, is what I see as the biggest limiting factor.
Sure. I think that resonates with what we understand from the ecosystem as well. Uh, in terms of, entrepreneurs like yourself who may not be having access to the American market or a matured market and are trying to work on these things in India, what would be your top suggestions for them?
India is a one-fifth or one-sixth of the world population. In India, there are many different countries of various in the countries, in the sense there are people who have the money, who do not have the money, and who are barely living it. So India in itself is a subcontinent, and the market is so big that you do not have to go out of the country to find the right uh, customer. And from what I see, Indian customers are more forgiving. If your product fails, they will not go online and give you a 1 star. They will call you and say, hey, what's happening, let me help. So India definitely has a lot of advantages. The customers are more patient and value driven. So from what I see, there is tremendous amount of opportunity. I believe the number of EV companies that I see now are not enough to cater to the entire country. So as such, South India in itself can be considered its own sub country to design and cater EVs. And then the northeast, the west and north, we have enough market. Like each company can focus on one set of customers and then build a compelling product. I don't really see that as a limiting factor. It is a tremendous opportunity. It's just that we happen to be living in the US for the last 15 years. We are just focusing on what we see around us. At least myself and Suri, the co-founder. So does it help? I mean,
Yeah, sure. I think that is uh, still an optimistic statement. Again, they have to struggle through this finance, and the investors are going to ask for the returns on the day two, if not the day one. But we are
I hear
seeing
you.
some
I totally
companies.
hear.
We are seeing some companies make breakthroughs.